Hey bro, do you like gaming? Yeah, dude. Sweet. What kind of games did you grow up with? Oh, just the classics, man. You know,
Aw,
like
heck
Spider-Man
yeah.
2, Pac-Man World 2, Battlefront 2, Jimmy Neutron, Thrillville, NASCAR Rumble, Sled Storm, Chicken Little Ace in Action. Just the classics, man.
Gaming is an interesting beast. The market is overflowing with infinite worlds and infinite adventures, all just begging for your time. Each one a new opportunity and a new world to explore, an experience totally unique from all the others, most of the time. The amount of games in the PS2 era alone, where I grew up, was mind-boggling as it is. But you look at all the options you have now, and it's even more insane. Different devices to play on, different versions of the same game, ports, remakes, AAA games, indie games, games made by a guy in 3 days where he didn't sleep at all and he had about 13 G Fuels. Video games are more abundant and more accessible than ever before. With millions of options, how do you choose? Well, besides the obvious, like marketing, random chance, and peer pressure, what it all comes down to is taste. Taste, preference, tolerance, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has their own ideas of what makes a game fun and appealing to play. It's not very often you'll pick up a game that you've never heard of before, but if it looks interesting, I mean, maybe, you just might. For me, it was Dead Cells. That was my obsession for like a year. It was crazy. I was telling my friends about it. I was talking about it, playing it every single day. I made a YouTube music video for it. It's on the channel. I mean, you can check it out if you want. It's still there. I'm pretty sure. But where did this taste come from? What makes us choose one game over another, especially when 20 games release every single month? And while I have a lot to say about that, that's a rant for another video. I believe that any person's taste in gaming can be traced all the way back to whatever games they played growing up. Ask anybody what games they played as a kid, and I guarantee you can trace that list all the way back up to the present and see the influence that those first games had. Whether you got to choose those games or whether they were chosen for you, there was definitely a game or two that you gravitated towards over the others. So I want to analyze my own childhood games and see how they stack up to what I played today. Are the games that I gravitated towards as a kid the same types that I play now? Or have I changed beyond recognition? Now, it would take forever to go through every single game I played as a kid, so I'm going to cover my favorites, the games that I kept going back to, and the games that I still occasionally play today. I'll try to put the games in the order that I played them in, but, who's going to know? You're not going to know. I'm barely going to know. Alright, you got your snacks and or drinks ready? Because let's be honest, nobody watches YouTube without something anymore. At least I don't. Alright, let's begin. Here are my top 10 games by playtime on Switch, Steam, and whatever Origin is now. Keep in mind, this only includes games and hours logged since I got my PC back in 2016. And since I graduated in 2018, any game I bought before then has been excluded, as well as ones that I had on console and got on PC later, since the hours logged won't be accurate. You got all that? Have you fully formed your judgment and opinion about me? Good. Pac-Man World 2 is a 3D platformer set across Pac-Land and Ghost Island. There are 25 levels that incorporate elements from the original Pac-Man into a traditional 3D platformer, making it kind of a level-based collectathon. There are 6 different level areas: Pac-Land, Forest, Snowy Mountain, Volcano, Underwater, and Ghost Island. In that order. What am I doing? I grew up with these games. I love these games. Here, let me talk about these games instead of informing you about them. This game is so good. I love this game. I don't even know where to start. Look at the world. It's so bright and colorful. Even the scary zones are full of life. I mean, look at Pac-Man. He's so happy to be here. This guy could be staring death in the face. At the end of the world, the apocalypse is happening, everything's exploding, and he'd be smiling the whole time. In fact, look, here he is. He's literally doing it right now. Like, it's fun for him to be out in the world running around and fighting ghosts and eating dots and fruit. And listen to the music. No, listen to the music. I wasn't even sure how to write about this game until I started listening to the music again. And boy, did that suddenly connect the dots and make me remember every reason that I love this game in the first place. Every song is unique, and while I know they aren't exactly the same, the theme song of Pac-Man World 2 and the theme song of just the original arcade cabinet of Pac-Man, they just sound the same. They feel the same. Listen. And it never gets old. Every environment, every level gives it a new twist and a new style that makes you connect with the area that you're in. And I really got to give credit to the composer, David Logan, for being able to create a soundtrack with such depth. Maybe I should make a video just about this game, because I just have so much to say about it. Each area has you fighting one of the main 4 ghosts at the end as a boss. And you also fight a submarine and a tree. Pac-Man just feels so good to control in this game. He's so responsive and moves exactly how you'd expect, which really comes in handy when the game throws a curveball at you and you're doing something completely different for the level, like ice skating or rollerblading, which you get to do in this game, and it's awesome! And his abilities, man, the butt bounce is so fluid and seamlessly integrated into moving through the world that I'll often just bounce around because it's fun. His rev roll is a great way to get yourself killed, but using it can get you far fast. You can kill enemies, clear large gaps, and throw yourself into the abyss. And these are also integrated into the platforming as well, which is what we in the business call good game design. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give this game its own video. There's a reason I wanted to talk about it first anyway. This game is one of my true gaming loves. And I can't deny it. Well done, Namco. You had a good start with World 1, you did a grand slam with the second, and then you took a crap in your pants, and you destroyed the third game. What happened? How can you live with yourself? I wanted that game forever as a kid. And then I got my hands on it. And I completed it. You added voice acting? You added a voice to Pac? He had a voice? You gave him a voice? You ruined the butt bounce? You made him punch people? You ruined the rev roll? I guarantee you that game was a different game before it was Pac-Man. Guaranteed. It doesn't even look like the previous games. It doesn't even look like them. Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that, Namco? Look, gaming perfection in my eyes. Nostalgia blind? Sure, who cares? Screw you. That's literally the point of this video. The game was very important to my childhood. Oh, and I forgot the best part. You can play the original arcade games. All you gotta do is collect the tokens, and you can play them in the game. Okay, I'm moving on. NASCAR Rumble may be unassuming at first, but this little unknown PS1 game was legendary. No, it's not one of those realistic racing games like you would probably guess from the NASCAR name in the title. No, it's a kart racer with the, roster of racers at the time that the game came out. All hail our boy Jeff Gordon. Not really a fan of NASCAR, but he's the guy we drove as. He's the car we thought looked the coolest, so I don't know. The premise of the game is that a normal race was taking place, just a normal NASCAR race, and then a couple of racers bump into the wall, crash through it, and instead of stopping and being like, "Oh no, big accident, we gotta fix this." Why'd the wall break so easily? Let's fix that. No, they just kept racing. They took it to the streets, like you do. Why would you stop? You love the love of race. The love of racing keeps you going. And then they got power-ups and threw tornadoes and lightning storms and ice at each other. And it's just a blast to play. There isn't too much to say about the gameplay since it's just racing with power-ups, and we've seen that plenty with Mario Kart. But there are a bunch of different locations to race in, and 3 tracks for each location, filled to the brim with interesting set pieces and shortcuts. Fun fact time, this track's called Urban Decay, but as a kid I couldn't read too good and I called it Urban DC. Fun fact over. Now the best part about this game are the cars. There are so many cars. Race cars, race trucks, old race cars, new race cars, fictional race cars that aren't even race cars, a chicken truck. I don't think you heard me. Chicken truck. I said chicken truck, which ditches its chickens for a jet engine. What can I say, man? It's beautiful. There are 3 tiers of race cars: rookie, pro, and elite. And each level is better than the previous one with faster base stats and all that jazz. But they don't just get better stats. No, they get souped up and pimped out. Unlocking these cars was an absolute joy. The suspense, the wonder. It was very challenging. Although, I was never personally able to do it legit because back when we had the game, we didn't have a memory card for our PlayStation. And even though the game has a password system, most of the time we would end up losing the password before we could, actually make any decent progress. Plus, you had to complete every single race with almost not every single car, but it was something like that, and it's way too tedious. Fortunately for me, there's a code that unlocks everything. So, thank you, the internet. This game ranks very highly in my nostalgia, and I am not taking criticism at this time. The dope cars and the soundtrack combined with the kart gameplay make for a special experience. Music's good, cars are fun to drive, and the announcer is voiced by Jess Harnell. The Animaniacs dude. I never watched Animaniacs, but there's a cool fact for you. If you did play this game, I still play it every now and then because I just love it. Moving on.
Admit it, you suck.
Disclaimer, this next game was designed to be played on a CRT, so when you emulate it and you play it on a flat screen, it looks like ass. Also, there's no PC port, so I can't make it look better. Sorry. Still a good game though. Disclaimer over. Thrillville. The infinitely better roller coaster tycoon. Look, I get the appeal. You can customize just about everything and make a secret death park. But if you want a little more out of your theme park builder, then I've got what you need. Come here. Allow me to set the scene. You're a boy who entered a roller coaster design in a contest set by the eccentric Willy Wonka ripoff, the owner and designer of the legendary theme parks, Thrillville. There's more than one. And guess what? You won. Your prize for winning is to get total ownership and creative reign over all of the Thrillville parks. And that's it. You can do whatever you want. What happens next is up to you. So go nuts! Create coasters that defy logic, physics, and OSHA, or whatever the regulators of theme parks are.
ASTM International.
It's ASTM International. This game was made by the deceased LucasArts, and as everybody knows, their games were classics. Some are better than others, but most of their games were bangers. I had heard about Thrillville through a trailer in the LEGO Star Wars 2 Original Trilogy video game, and immediately was intrigued. I don't remember when I got it, but it was like a dream come true. Now I know I made a pretty bold claim right at the beginning here, but trust me, it's true. Honestly, I've never played Roller Coaster Tycoon, but from just seeing footage, this game is infinitely better. To start off, you actually play as a character that you get to design and customize. Second, you get to walk through your park instead of being some kind of omnipotent god. Third, you get to actually talk to your park guests. Third part 2, you get to flirt with all the ladies. And my guy has maximum riz.
I'm new in town. Can I have directions to your house?
The very thought of it makes me want to vomit.
I think you're the light at the end of my tunnel.
I better roll a boulder over the exit then.
I lost my phone number. Can I have yours?
Sorry, I'm expecting some calls from telemarketers.
When I look into your eyes, I see the moon and the stars.
When I look into your eyes, I see a crazy person.
All those curves and me with no brakes.
Good, I hope you skid off a cliff then.
You're ugly, but you intrigue me.
Back to the shrink I go.
But only if you play as the teen character and only with other teens. So, yeah, unfortunately, this game is a no MILF zone. And then you can build rides and place roller coasters and do whatever. But what puts this game over top of Roller Coaster Tycoon? Minigames. You ever get bored of playing a video game, but you don't want to stop playing that video game, but you wish that video game was another video game or had other video games in it? Well, minigames are the games for you. Thrillville is full of all kinds of different minigames. You've got DDR minigames, shoot 'em up minigames, platformer minigames, side-scroller minigames. They even have Rocket League. Rocket League. This game just fills me with so much nostalgia and all the creativity and the music and the games, all the different parks and all the different missions. It all adds up to something really special that I think you should give a try if it looks interesting to you. Transition! LEGO Star Wars 2, the original trilogy. This game is legendary, and I guarantee most of you have played it or at least know about it. In all honesty, this game just speaks for itself. So, I'm gonna let it. Okay, but seriously, I'm not gonna say too much since this game is just perfect. You know, it's Lego and it's Star Wars. Like, what else needs to be said? Besides that this was my first Lego game and my first Star Wars game, and each individual game is better than the complete saga, and I'm not just saying that because I'm bitter because I never got the complete saga as a kid. Also, Skywalker Saga is mid. It's mid. Battlefront 2! Just as legendary as Lego Star Wars, just not Lego. You got clones, you got rebels, you got Jedi, cool planets, you can fly in space, you can die in space. You can die in space a lot, actually. How do I keep dying in space? That really makes no sense. Why did I die here? Death is just life without the alive part. Ooh, stars. Did you see that thing over there? I want to drink some blue milk. Go play it, dude. It's like $10 on Steam. And I'm not talking about it because it's too cool and well known. Plus, I wasted too much time on Pac-Man and Thrillville. Okay, I just wanted to spotlight some of the weirder, lesser known games that I played that none of my friends know. Okay, is that really too much to add? Hey, can I level with you? Listen, I don't want to make another 30-minute long video. Okay, this video is long enough as it is, and attention spans are really short. They're really short. You know, average view duration is pretty low, even on shorter videos. So here's the deal, okay? I'm going to propose something to you right now. I'm going to say a few quick words about these next couple games, okay? And you've already made it this far in the video. So I'm going to make it real quick for these next couple games, get to my conclusion, and you're just going to stay and watch the rest of it, right? Come on. It ain't no big deal. It's nothing, okay? You've already made it this far. You've seen all the big heavy stuff. It's just gonna be quick. It's gonna be real quick, you know. So yeah, just watch the rest of it. It's a fair trade. That sounds like a fair trade to me. Okay, fair. All right, let's go. Now I'd say these next games are very popular for very good reason, and it's no mystery as to why or how I ended up playing them. Skyrim, instant classic. What's more fun than being the chosen one in an open world where you got magic and dragons? I'll tell you what, eating 30 cheese wheels in a row and shouting a guy off a mountain. That's what. Batman Arkham City. This game really makes you feel like Batman. And Joker is Mark Hamill. What else do you need? There's nothing I can really say here that hasn't been said about the game already, so go watch someone else's video. There's like hundreds of them. I've probably watched them all. Because, listen, okay, this game is a perfect 10 out of 10. Gameplay, story, graphics. I've 100% of this game multiple times. I would do no upgrade playthroughs. Like, I did all the Riddler stuff. I dissected this game. I looked for all the Easter eggs, and I found all the secrets. And, listen, I knew this game inside and out. It's perfect. Mwah. Go play it. Give it a little kiss. Good. Super Mario Galaxy. Oh boy. I definitely played this before Skyrim and before Batman, but I like the way the video's flowing and I'm too lazy to change it. So, sucks. Sorry. Bro, best Mario, hands down. Don't listen to the boomers in the comments saying that Mario Sunshine is better or that Mario 64 is better. They're wrong. It's also way better than Mario Odyssey. See, I much prefer a level structure to an open world, especially in a Mario game. It makes every star feel like it matters instead of feeling like a slightly better coin that you just pick up casually on the sidewalk. I don't like the moons. I don't like them. I think they're dumb. They're just scattered everywhere. I don't like having to scour an entire world to find one moon hidden behind a menial task. Like, just give me an obstacle course to get through. Let me get to the end. I know where it is. I know what it is. Boom, I got a star. Take me back to the hub. Just take me back to the hub. I can select a different level. That's fine. I like selecting different levels. I can continue the next one, or I can do a different one. Just, it's not that hard, man. I don't like collecting it and I'm like, all right, I'm still in the same spot I was before. Time to go over there now. I don't like that. I personally don't. I beat Odyssey and I didn't touch it again. And it was frustrating me because my Joy-Cons had drift. And it was a Switch release, so it's got all the stupid, like, here's how you use a Joy-Con. Like, can you just, the Switch has been out for multiple years now. Can we get rid of that? Can we patch that out? It's not a release anymore. Everyone knows how to use a Switch. Get rid of them. Get rid of them. I will say, though, I have Mario Galaxy. I have 100%ed multiple times. I've beaten it in one sitting before, beaten it like overnighter thing. Music, iconic, gameplay, fun, hotel, Mario. Portal 2, there's nothing to say about this game. I beat it once in one sitting because I was angry. Don't remember what I was mad about, but I did it. So, you know the rest. All right, so what the heck do we do with this information? Well, let's bring up that top 10 list of games again. Oh, geez. Oh, man. That's not the results that I was quite thinking that it would be. Let's see. Wow. 5 of those games are shooters. Well, I guess I did kind of have a shooter background of sorts with Battlefront, Portal, and that one game in Thrillville. Interesting. Well, you know, given the current gaming climate, shooters are one of the dominant genres, so it's not surprising that I would have been sucked in at some point. It's not hard to get into, and you are bound to have at least one friend who plays COD and whatnot. What's interesting is the weird outliers here, right? We got Civ 5, we got Stardew Valley, and we got Beat Saber. These games seem to have little to no correlation to the games that I grew up playing. But I would argue that perhaps it's the difference in genre that attracted me to these games. Variety is the spice of life, and the best way to continue to enjoy gaming is to mix it up a little. Play a different genre that you're not normally playing, something different. You know, long-term turn-based strategy, cozy farming, rhythm game. These games appeal to me because they're unique to what I normally play, apparently, according to the data. And then we got Breath of the Wild, which is a third-person game, and as evidenced by what I've talked before, I like games that take place in third person, and you just get to control a little guy. I just like controlling a little guy, you know, from the third person. You're gonna watch him, and he like does stuff. And it's like, ooh, that's just fun. I don't know, it's just fun to me. And there are plenty of games that I didn't mention that I liked or just didn't make that top 10 list. So that could potentially change this data, these results. Regardless, I think the test results speak for themselves. My taste in gaming is pretty normal, but still unique to me, and I may have leaned a bit more into the shooter genre, but my core still holds a love for those games that made my childhood. Ultimately, my tastes have changed slightly, as do we as people. But despite everything, it's still me. In conclusion, your tastes do shift as you explore the vast world of gaming, but those games that made you will always guide you. Thanks for watching till the end. I appreciate it that you kept your promise. That's pretty cool. You know, that's worthy of like a high five. Give me a high five. A high five right there. High five. Bam, high five. And you know what else you can do? You can high five that subscribe and like button as well. And also go down to the comments. I'm actually really curious to hear what you have to say about your gaming experiences. You know, are there games that you played as a kid that you still play today? Are there games that, you know, you played as a kid that you hate now? Maybe your taste has changed. Maybe you're playing completely different genre. Maybe you're still playing the same exact game you've been playing 20 years ago. I got no clue. So let me know in the comments. I think it'd be really cool to hear about. And if you got ideas for videos, post those in the comments as well. If it's a good idea, I might just do it. And if I do it based on one of your comments, you know, I'll give you a shout out. I'll say, hey, this was so-and-so's idea. Here's the comment. Well, look, careful. He might have said something a little crazy there. I'm going to block that. I don't know. I'm just... All right. Go play those games I mentioned in the video. They're all really good. And I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.